And welcome back. We're bringing where we left off last time in Europa Universalis 4 as the Ottomans, or, well, we were playing the Ottomans, and we're still Ottoman Green. We're just now also referred to as the Caliphate, because we have done the Fight Islam decision. As far as our missions go, we've completed most of the early ones, exception of destroying the Empire, which is something we may do this stream. We'll see how things go. That'll be easier to do with the Imperialism Casus Belli. I am probably going to trigger these two this stream. Probably. Maybe. Maybe not. Break Morocco. I'm actually surprised. Oh, because well, yeah, we'll probably trigger that one this stream. Depends on how quick wars go. We'll probably get engaged with the spice trade. After we finish with the Russia-Japan war, we're basically going to sweep east to west, trying to knock off the nations using the Imperialism Casus Belli. So, bring that up. We are 2 years ahead of time, so we're going to pay a little bit extra to pick up heavy frigates here, which is the one that gives us advanced Casus Belli, like Imperialism. But we're going to go ahead and do that. We don't really need the frigates, to be fair, but we're going to grab that. And then we're basically waiting for our fleet to move to the far east. It is in the process of moving, I believe. Scroll down here. Yeah, the combat elements are moving at least. One of the transport components has arrived already. Okay, so we're waiting for three more components to arrive. That should hopefully give us the transport capacity to get across the South Korean Sea into Japan, because our next war, we were originally planning on declaring on Russia. Based on how I think this is going to play out, it probably actually makes more sense to declare on Japan and then co-belligerent Russia. Though we'll probably declare war with the Imperialism CB. Oh, maybe it actually makes sense to do the Reconquest War here as well, and that would actually give us time to delay on picking up Imperialism, I suppose. Though Imperialism would be cheaper stuff with the Russians. What Casus Belli do I have with the Russians? Just Conquest? Yeah, just Conquest, so it would probably be better to pick up Imperialism. Okay. Yeah, we'll pick up Imperialism. But yeah, we're going to wait for our fleet to arrive, so we won't be declaring right away. But that is fine. So we'll grab heavy frigates, and apparently, even though we're paying... Well, because of ahead of time, we're paying an extra 120 diplomatic power for tech that costs 184. I think we can take that. It's not the end of the world. So that means at the end of the month, we're going to get our new Casus Belli. Killua is got Imperialism, apparently. And they're attacking someone. Come there. Okay, we'll accept. We're not actually going to go down there and help them, but we'll accept. And we're waiting for a fleet to arrive in the Far East. So we're going to declare on Japan, even though most of our forces are set up to invade Russia, because the naval landing, I think, into Japan is going to be sufficiently complicated to warrant that. Does that mean I have... Can you return cores on you? Yes, quite a few. Okay, we'll give our transfer fleet a little bit more time to get in position. Okay, so that one's ready to go out. What was the Flores Sea? I think we needed more in... Yeah, Flores Sea. I think that was the Philippines, specifically, in that case. Oh, no, this is the Flores Sea. Flores Sea, okay. Let's go grab those guys and send them to the other one. And then we have a 98 over here. 3 over here. Okay, still waiting for a few guys to arrive. We'll give them a little bit of time. It's 2 being built, so now it's 98. We'll send the 98 out to, in this case, this is going to go to the Philippine Sea. Oh, we should be able to do the return core on you. And then we need the, well, I think we both need a piece to do return course, so there's maybe not a complete rush to be rushing off to do this war. Solar fleet arrived. Yes, the whole fleet has arrived at this point. Okay, so let's see if we've got the favors to be warranting to still do return core. If we don't, then we'll go to war. 27. Still got 18. I think we needed... Well, we still got 16. I think we needed 18 specifically to do it. So we probably don't have enough. Island of El Andalus. That was what we're waiting for. Yeah. Oh, we apparently got up to 18 anyway in time. And not worth waiting for... Well, we'll come back to them after the war's over. So we got El Andalus here. Which now means we probably want to complete this. So this has a different reward whether you have El Andalus or Granada. One of the two. And if you have one of the two, they get development. So it's effectively more development. It's basically another 20 development if you have them as a subject. Or friend, I think? Or something like that. It's subject. Oh, or alliance or marriage, yeah. Friend or subject. Otherwise, we get Morisco's arrived from Granada, which provides some development cost reduction that we didn't really need. Right, we'd rather get straight up development rather than development that we don't need. We'll complete that, and then we just need to get our subject to own 10 provinces in the area. Which shouldn't be too hard. We can just feed portions of Castile to them in a later war. So yeah, I think we're in a good place to declare at this point. Fleet is in position. Let's start that war. Also with the trade ships in position, we can press this button, get our mercantilism, get our trade efficiency. And we do not have 90% trade power in Venice? I have 88% trade power in Venice. Okay. This is if there's any place where we're gonna do it, it should be here, I suppose. As I try to do it and realize that none of the places can be upgraded to level 3. Okay. And we should upgrade our trade buildings in the area. Yeah, will help, I think, a little bit with trying to get up to 90. We'll probably end up having the middle of war, that's right. Because I'm going to declare war instead of waiting around for this mission to complete. Okay. Though it might be nice to have the administrative efficiency. There's nothing stopping us from getting this while we're at war. That's to be the highest value trade node in the world. And it isn't, probably because someone's... Well, they're siphoning a bunch of my trade-off, to be fair. That's what's happening here. Can we buff the trade a bit while we're at peace? Doing some world ports. Buff our control over the trade. I didn't even need to do one there. I'm doing this because I'm recognizing that a lot of... We'd probably have it done the other way. Instead of the 90% control, we'd probably have it from trade value if we just had more trade, or more trade power in the zone. This is maybe one reason you don't move your trade node to Venice this early, is because then you've got the competition in Ragusa to worry about. Okay, let's try that. Either way, that'll boost our income. Let's get the war declared. War be declared. Let's set these guys to hunt pirates. Oh, not hunt pirates, hunt enemies. Enemy fleets. East China Sea, yeah. Anyone in the East China Sea, give them one hell of a bad day. And enemy fleets, East China Sea. Because I think our fleet will beat the Japanese fleet. Then, war goal. War fighting, actually, here in the west. Lots of little units. There's a fort in Reval. Apparently only level 2 fort. It's a decent fort, so we'll send 3 guys after it. Moscow is probably decent fort. Moscow's not even decent fort. Okay. 2 goes after Moscow then. Rov, he is a decent fort. Kazan, out of date fort, but it's not too bad. Moving, okay. Moving. Get you to go east. area is big and empty. As far as we know, it doesn't actually have any Russians in it to resist the, frankly, excessive quantity of guys we have to go into Russia. So per state or two, we're sending one unit to go deal with them. And then if I run out of places to siege, the rest will go after Japan. Or when we finish in Russia, we'll go after Japan, whichever happens first. Okay, I think that's probably enough to overwhelm the Russians everywhere. So we'll knock the Russians out of the war quickly, is the plan. Don't quite have anyone positioned to deal with Aragon. Might actually have someone positioned to deal with Wittenberg, so... You go deal with Wittenberg. There we go. Give it a day or two, and then politely ask the French to show up. And they'll show up and deal with Aragon for me. At least until Aragon gets military access through Castile or something. Oh, we can ask Castile. Surprised Castile will accept. Okay. Like, the, even the trade fleets are getting in on the action. Okay, there we go. There's the World's Trade Center. Extra merchant that we don't necessarily need right now, and 5% admin efficiency. Extra merchant, where to toss them? Actually, 9% here wouldn't be too bad. So let's toss one right there. Oh, and Riga's involved as well. Well, Riga. Wait, how did Riga get involved? Oh no, Riga can Dotary. So they're selling their troops. Okay. That might be an expensive price to pay for your soldiers, man. Reval has fallen. You go crush the Rigan forces want to join, crush the Rigan forces. Everyone have a bad day, what do I do? Yeah, we have no idea where the Russian army is. All I can imagine... Well, actually, no. There's 1,000 there. There's 1,400 there. Okay, or 14,000 there, yeah. Just imagine the Russians aren't wanting us to find them is probably a good way to think about it. They're smart, they're probably making themselves scarce. Because most of our attention, even though we declared war on Japan, most of our attention is currently focused on the Russians. We spare a general. Spare 3. Siege of Moscow has fallen already. Siege of Novgorod has fallen already. Okay. Siege that area. Siege that area. We got one more guy. No, we only have the two there. Okay. Got 60,000 format to face the 30,000 Muscovite troops. Bring these guys together to do that siege. Anyway, starting to push towards dealing with the Japanese. Kale flag shall fly proudly over. Capture the Japanese flagship. Okay, we'll just get into corruption. Siege of Kazan is over. Occupation's going. Got an advisor's died. I'm gonna replace him. Reinforce speed. Morale armies. Okay, one more Russian fort to fall, and then we can just contemplate negotiating with them, to be fair. Okay, we don't need you. You in the area. We do probably want to pile up in contemplation against the Western Russian forces to jump the Great Horde. We're not in a rush to do that, but it keeps them roughly in the area. How goes the Windberg siege? Still sieging. Still sieging. Okay. Siege of Murman is over. So with that, we got 82% war score versus the Russians. I don't think we're going to get any other easy big piles of war score, because basically they've run out of ports to siege. That makes much sense. Could liberate a couple subjects that we could diplovassalize. Well, we won't be able to diplovassalize Novgorod. Might be able to diplovassalize the small ones, but at this point, we have imperialism, we have lots of corporation cost reduction. Okay, I want to explore that one province, which will take a little bit, so we'll have to torture the Russians for a bit. Sorry, Russia. Oh, and there is a fort over here. I missed a Russian fort. Okay, take more guys in the Russian fort. Their siege is done. Yes, okay. Have we fog busted yet? No. Still in the process of fog busting. Apparently that's basically all of Western Russia that is sieged. It will make sense to actually grab Measuring the World. Okay, we're paying a little bit extra for it, but we're paying 60 extra for it, but that's fine. Pick it up now, and then we'll get the admin efficiency buff to everything we conquer. Let's start pre-positioning a bunch of guys. Let's stop auto-sieging. For dealing with the Japanese. And otherwise just general East Asian conquest. We only need some people back over there to build the Great Horde, so the rest we can start just shoving westward. Or shoving eastward. Still waiting on that fog busting. You got anything left to siege? No. We'll send you over to that Japanese fort. You got anything left to siege? No. So you go to that Japanese fort. You got anything left to siege? No. So you go to the Japanese fort. 3 of you should be able to take 1 Japanese fort. Even if it is a top-of-the-line modern fort. The sons of our king, of our sultan. 466, you get the job. Just don't try to kill the sultan before, you know, it's your time. We're on the 27th of November. Peace offer from Württemberg. We're not quite ready to start taking Imperial Princes, so you'll get a slap on the wrist, old war operations, and a bunch of money. Could do stuff against Aragon. We didn't co-belligerent them, so they're going to be way too big to annex. Yeah, 113%. I think that's basically their annex cost, to be fair. Oh, no. Well, actually, no. That is their annex cost because we didn't co-belligerate them. So if they were co-belligerated, we can annex them. And because they're at the point where we could annex them if they were co-belligerent, I'm just going to hit them with a slap on the wrist because it's going to be easier to do that later. Kick them out of the war right now. War operations, take their money. Go away, please. Okay, now we're just down to the 2 big ones, which is Japan and Russia. And Russia will be negotiating on November 27th, and then it will be the big war, which is figuring out how to get into land, or how to physically land the main island of Japan, basically. We got the men. The question is, do we have the boats? That is a question. That is a big question we don't know the answer to. We think we know the answer to. We've got enough guys. We've got enough boats. It should be easy. Russia's having a fort out here. Because of course Russia's having a fort out here. Well, we got an 96% war score, so do I... We'll just... I think we can get enough for the 96% war score. So this is disconnected from Russia proper, so it's real cheap. So we take a lot of land this way. We still want to stay below 100% overextension. There we go. So that's basically take all of Russian Siberia. All of Russian Siberia becomes the Caliphate. And apparently it gives us a direct land connection through the Caliphate from the Mediterranean to Siberian Pacific. That'll be directly controlled by us. Yes. And apparently that's about the line where they're willing to negotiate. Honestly, just taking a little Siberia off of them, that's probably good enough for the first war. Here we go. Get this course started. It'll finish pretty quickly because the coring cost reduction also reduces the time it takes to core. So they'll be done... Well, I say quickly. Apparently they'll be done like May, which is not fast, but May of 1688. Grab those guys, ship them. Where are we to Beijing from? Beijing. Beijing. We'll do some redirecting once they get to Beijing. We got given this fort. Those guys are going to a siege. You have no allies. Pay no heed to the fact that we're starting a war with the one province minor, just to remove them from the map and to clean up the border war. Siege of Oman. Yeah, they're done. Welcome to the rest of Siberia. Honshu has fallen. Jump the Japanese army that's in the mainland. Your general may be significantly better than you, but you know, you don't need a general when you outnumber them 2 to 1. And they have outdate tech. Oh, we got too many settled in Beijing. Mostly 3 go there, 2 go there, you go there. Anyone else we see come wandering in actually needs to just prep up to jump on a boat. Or do some carpet sieging. Oh, I should have grabbed the military tech already. Let's grab it. Covered way is the next tech. So last tier forts comes up on the next military tech. Okay, the Japanese army is hiding behind the last remaining force they have in Korea. Okay, let's take the fleets here and let's instead block the strait. It is time to be contemplating how we're going to get across en masse. We'll quickly jump the guys stuck on the island. 60,000 versus 23,000 should be an easy win. Keep selecting the wrong one. Here we go. Now they're both landing. Monsu has fallen. Chushu. Fallen, so we jump the Japanese army. Has nowhere to hide, and it is, as you would expect in that situation, completely and utterly destroyed. Okay, a little bit of gamble here. We're going to try to do a naval landing on one of the smaller Japanese mainland islands. These are the 4 main Japanese islands. We're going to try to land not the smallest, but one of the smaller ones. I think this is technically the smallest of the 4 main ones. And I already have enough diplo power to take the next diplotech. We're not taking it 15 years early. 13 years early with the Enlightenment penalty. Yeah, no. No. That does say we need to spend some diplo power. Hold, please. And that's the other way to spend double power, is to simply just integrate some of our subjects. Okay, so we successfully jumped to them. So I mean, that means supposedly grab one of our generals and send them over to help the siege on the Japanese island. Honorable people. Japanese are trying to stop our landing, but is that enough? I think the answer is no. I'm taking the island. We got 90,000 landing against a level 2 fort. So, well, fort level 2. So, I'm expecting the fort to fall fairly quickly. 14% chance for the first siege tick to actually cause the fort to fall. It doesn't fall, but it rises very rapidly with more troops arriving. 57%. Good support with the naval bombardment will do. We need that landing zone, basically. There we go. It's fallen. Now we can start bridging operations. It'll be much quicker. $60,000 brought across, just like that. Because it will be just like that. This is going to very rapidly spiral out of control for Japanese. But looking at the time, this is probably where I should have put a part break in. In fact, this probably should have been about 3 minutes ago. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow, where presumably we finish the annexation of Japan. Or, well, say annexation. Finish the war with Japan. It's going to take at least 2 wars to annex Japan. Don't worry about that. And then we're on to Wu, which will disappear in a war. And then we're on to the Philippines, which will probably disappear in... Well, the Russian parts won't, because we didn't take in the Russian parts. Didn't realize Russia had stuff down here. But Tondo, the independent local components are going to disappear. In one war, probably. The Europeans get to hold on their bits for a bit. Yeah. Then we got Sunda. Sunda will probably disappear, and we're just one by one bumping off all the independent nations. Malacca will be on the list. Jampur is on the list. Jampur will probably have to be made a subject, but that shouldn't be a problem. These guys are on the list. We're just going to get rid of them. Come over here, do the same for Morocco. With Morocco down, we'll probably contemplate breaking the Aturi spine and making it stop the Holy Roman Empire. At which point, yeah, it's going to be open season on the west. And or at some point along the lines, we'll have the peace treaty. I was about to say, about to point at Russia and realized you can't point at that part of Russia. We own that part of Russia. But yeah, before I ramble on a little bit more, I hope you all are having a good time. YouTube, next part up tomorrow. Twitch, feel free to hang around. We're going to take a short break and then get right back to it. With that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.